Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Life with Mama B. So glad you clicked on this video today. I do have some good information. As you can see by the title of this video, it is Speak It into Existence and Walk into It. And you're going to better understand what I'm talking about in just a moment. Right now, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe now. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a video. Here we go. Speak it and walk into it. Just think about this analogy here. So when we go to the store and, we're buying things like air fresheners, or some people even do it with perfumes, but you'll spray that perfume or you'll spray that air freshener. You kind of like spray it in the air and then you walk into it because you want to see how it smells. That's what I'm talking about. Just like we do that in the store, we ought to speak it in the air and walk into it. Many times we don't want, the things to come out of our mouth, but you got to speak it because we are creative speaking beings. So when we don't do that, it's because, we're afraid it's not going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, then, what people are going to say. This has nothing to do with people, but it has everything to do with what you believe. If you believe it, you can speak it. If you believe it, you can have it. If you believe it, you can walk into it. So it's just as simple as that. Of course, I have a Bible scripture for you. Yes, I do. Because one thing we know is we have to put truth on it so that we can walk in it. And then we're going to talk about some reasons why, or, asking things amiss. What happens when it doesn't come to pass. I'm going to give you some things to tell you why things don't come to pass that we speak. But let's look at this scripture right here. In Mark 11:23. Of course, I'm going to read it in the Amplified. But for those people that reached out to me and say they like the King James Version, I'm going to read that too because I aim to please. I want you to grow. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be uplifted. So we're going to do what we need to do to get you to that place. I'll read King James Version first. In the King James Version, it says, verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. That's good. Let's go ahead and read it in the Amplified. It says, truly I tell you, whoever says to this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and does not doubt at all in his heart, but believes that what he says will take place, it will be done for him. So the key here is you got to first speak it. Then you got to believe it, and then you got to believe that it's going to be done. And then when you believe it, then you can walk into it. If you just speak it and then sit down, what? It really is a sign that you don't believe it. Now, we all know that we can't make the blessing happen anyway. But you have to walk into it. There are some things that we have to go through, that we have to pass through to get to the blessing. Many times it's to get us ready for it. That's good. And so we have to not just sit idle and speak. No, speak and then walk as if you have what you just spoke, because you have to believe it and have no doubt at all in your heart, and it shall happen to you. So now let's look at some reasons why you wouldn't get what you say. Because, we have to deal with it all, because we're not dealing with trickery, witchcraft, and any of those other things. We want you to be encouraged by the truth. Okay. So let's look at some of these things that I wrote. Number one, wrong motives. If you're asking because you're trying to impress other people, or, you're trying to prove a point to other people. That's not, that's not a good reason to ask. That's not, it's really, you're not asking in the will of God. Number two, you would not have what you say if you were asking to cause harm to yourself or anyone else. Now, I know you're saying, oh, nobody's going to say anything to cause harm to themselves. But many times we do, because the things that we say really attracts other things to our life and is not a blessing. So we have to watch what we say. We have to watch what we ask for. Number three, for selfish gain. Because, we just want to have something that's better than somebody else or bigger than somebody else. Selfish gain. We don't intend for it to be a blessing to anyone else. Only for me. I just want this for me. I'm not going to share it. Selfish gain. Okay, let's look at another one. For status. We want, everybody to see and to know and to think that we have, the best of everything. And we want everybody to look at us and just know that we're greater and look up to us because we're greater and things like that. That's wrong motive right there. For status. Let me tell you, Satan got kicked out of heaven for status because he was trying to be bigger than God. He wanted more than what was even given to him. He wanted it all. He wanted to be God, for real. So status, no, that's not a good reason to speak what you say. You really can't even walk into that, because where are you going to walk to? When you speak it and walk into it, God will provide steps and a path for you and instructions for you when you start walking. That was good to me. That was good. That was good. The next thing is anything that will cause your life to steer away from God, his purpose for your life. So anything that's going to cause your life to steer away from God and his purpose for your life, you're asking amiss. Yeah. See, we have to know what we're speaking. It has to be in the will of God. So if it's in his will, you speak it and then you just begin to walk into it. And you'll know his will because relationship. You have to have relationship with God. When you have relationship with him, you'll know his will for your life and you won't ask amiss. Okay? Because we have to know that our words have creative power. So whatever we say is going to create something. It's going to create an atmosphere. It's going to create a situation. So if you're speaking evil, it's going to create an evil situation. If you're speaking positive, it's going to create a positive situation. Many times we are, in these atmospheres and we're in these situations and we never speak. We never speak, or we'll speak and not walk into it. No, I want to encourage you today, speak and then walk into it. Just like you spraying that, you want to see what it smells like. And then, you just walk into it so you can smell it. That's just that simple. You need to speak it out of your mouth and walk into it. Many times we don't have whatsoever we say because we never open up our mouth to say it. For whatever reason, and I know many people have many reasons why they won't speak, but this is not about other people. This is not about who hurt you. This is not about who offended you. This is not about who around you. This is not about anybody else. It's about you and what you believe, what you have the faith to believe, because you know what? Be it unto you according to your faith. Speak it, receive it, and walk in it. Walk it out because it's going to happen for you. It's in the word. We just read it. Okay. One thing we want to get out of the habit of is allowing other people to speak for us. They speak it and then we try to walk it. It's what comes out of your mouth. When other people speak to us, it ought to be confirmation to what God has already placed in us. We just need to speak it out. And then God sends other people that it may be confirmation to you. That's to enhance your walk. Honey, that's to pump up your steps and help you to get further. That's to keep you in the middle of it, from the beginning. And then, it's that middle part. And then, we already know what the end is. But to keep us going and not be discouraged in that middle part, God will send a man or woman of God to confirm what he's already said and give us the courage to keep going. So that's what we want. That's what I want to encourage you today. Speak it and walk into it. Yes, it's going to bless your soul. Once again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe now. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a video. Thank you for watching. I love you guys forever. Bye-bye.